you work with a shared mailbox in Outlook, something like info at or support at, and you want to put an out of office message on it, you're probably struggling to find that solution or to get it to work properly. Now, the reality is you're not losing your mind, but it is a little bit trickier. And it's one of the things that trips up a lot of people when it comes to working with shared mailboxes in Outlook. Hey there, I'm Marianne from Thrive. Welcome to my channel where I share insights and tips on how to get the most out of your Microsoft 365 subscription. In this video, I'm going to show you why out of office doesn't work in the traditional way on a shared mailbox and what you can do instead. Let's have a look. So here's the thing a lot of people don't realize about a shared mailbox, and that is that it is not a separate account that you log into. It doesn't have a username and a password. It is purely a container that can hold and receive and send emails. You don't log into it separately. You just view it in the sidebar of your Outlook, as does anybody else who's been given permission. Because it's not a full account, a user account with all of those permissions and settings, it doesn't have access to a lot of the tools that you would use in your main email account. An out of office or automatic replies, depending on which version of Outlook you're working in, is one of those settings that is tied to a user account. So you can see it in your sidebar, you can treat it and work in it like an email account, but it doesn't have all of that other tech and system support and settings behind it. You haven't done anything wrong. It's definitely been set up properly. It's just that shared mailboxes are not designed to operate in the same way as a regular user email account. So this is what trips people up. The shared mailbox lives here in the sidebar. So I'm here on Classic, and you can see I've got my mailbox, and then I've got my shared mailbox here. And I've been practicing and playing in it today. I can read the emails in here. I can send emails. I can reply to emails from here. And it operates with all of the toolbars at the top as though it is a full account. But when I go looking for out of office settings, Classic Outlook doesn't give me anything for this mailbox. I don't have, if I go into my settings, I don't have the support one here. And this will automatically tie it to my main mailbox. So I'm looking at my account settings, not a support ad account, because it isn't a whole account to log into. So if you have been hunting for out of office on a shared mailbox, you haven't missed it. It's just not there. So now that you know why it's not showing up, let's have a look at some options that will allow you to produce an out of office on a shared mailbox that are Microsoft approved and are the best workarounds for you working in a small team. Now, our first option is the closest thing to a traditional out of office, and it's the right one to use when no one will be monitoring this inbox at all. So you've gone from having lots of hands on it to suddenly, for some reason, everybody is away and no one is going to be checking this inbox at all. And this is going to set an automatic reply on the mailbox itself. But, and here's the kicker, you will not find this inside Outlook Classic. You need to do this either via Outlook on the web or from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So let's jump in and see how it's done. So the first thing we need to do is open up our shared mailbox on Outlook on the web. So to do that, we click up on our profile icon, and you'll have the option here to open another mailbox. So we'll type in the mailbox that I want and open it. It's going to open in a new tab. Here I am working perfectly fine. Now what we're going to do is in this tab, we're going to head to the settings, and we're going to go to account and automatic replies, and I can turn them on and I can operate and set these up however I like. This is where the automatic replies for a shared mailbox live. So you can turn them on, you can set a start and end date, you can send different messages for internal and external senders. So all of the same rules that you would have with automatic replies in a user account, you can set up here. This is what you want if the whole team is away and this inbox is genuinely not being watched. The trade-off is that this is admin level, text only, and it's not something that you can just toggle casually inside the desktop version. But it is the most correct version to use, or the most correct option to use, when that mailbox is effectively closed. So an end of year period, or if everyone's out on a team building day or an event and there is no one available to monitor and check those emails, this is the one you want to use. Now, this second option is what a lot of small teams tend to use, and that's rules. This is an option that you would use if someone is still monitoring the inbox. So someone still has a hand into the inbox, but it might be a delayed reply, or there might be something that's holding up that process for people getting a response. So rather than saying we're away, no one is looking at any of these, what we're doing is we're managing expectations that someone is still looking at these, but it may take slightly longer than usual for someone to come back to you with a definitive personalized response. Now, with rules, we're not pretending that this mailbox is out of office. We're just letting people know that the replies may take a little longer, or that they should perhaps go somewhere else or to someone else if something is urgent. So from here, now this works in both Classic and New Outlook on the desktop. So I'm on my desktop Classic version. And from here, I have the mailbox open and I have my tabs all along the top. And we've got rules at the top here. And I'm going to go create rule. And you can see that I can make sure that it is anything that is sent to support. So I can identify here exactly any email that comes to support is the one I want this response done. And then we will work our way through. So we're going to do these ones, or we can do some advanced options to work through the wizard. So you might reply using a specific template with conditions like only going to external senders, not internal. So we're not pretending that the mailbox doesn't exist. We want to keep it really simple. We want the rule, title, the wording to also be really clear, so people know exactly what's going on and what their next step would be, and then you're usually fine. So once you understand that shared mailboxes aren't actual accounts that you log into, a lot of this starts to make a lot more sense, okay? You can send emails from a shared mailbox, but you can't configure it the same way you would a normal, in inverted commas, inbox, because out of office is a setting that belongs to individual users, not the mailbox itself. So that's why you don't see that out of office option on your desktop version. It's not hidden, it just doesn't really belong there. When it comes to what actually works, there are two options that we've covered in this video that really work for you. If no one is looking at that mailbox, if it's completely unattended, then the automatic replies option set up using Outlook on the web is your go-to. And it has your start and end dates, so they will kick in automatically and drop off when everybody's back checking it. And you can set different messages for internal and external senders, recipients. If someone is still keeping an eye on things, but they might be slower than usual, what you want to do is set some expectations and do that using rules. That allows you to give them a response, give them some next steps, or what to do if it's urgent, without making them feel like there's no one paying any attention. The other thing that I wanted to do is just cover two other final little things that come up. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. So turning on and out of office for a person, for a user account, will not result in an out of office going from the shared mailbox. So if you had two people who were accessing a shared mailbox and one of them turned on their own personal out of office because they were going on leave, nothing will go from the shared mailbox address as an out of office either, okay? So they are separate. Just because they have access to the shared mailbox doesn't mean that their settings override the shared mailbox. So that's something to consider. They will always, all those replies would automatically go just from that individual's email address. The other thing is that there are more technical solutions. Of course there are. There always are. So there are server level mail flow rules that can be instigated and set up, but those are an IT managed solution. They're not a front end day-to-day user solution. And for a lot of people, that's just going to be overkill on what they need. You will probably get by with the automatic replies from the web version of Outlook or setting up rules on your desktop version. And if you can do that, you're managing your shared mailbox in a really effective and flexible way that suits your specific needs. Now, if you are wanting to set up an out of office on your individual email account, your individual mailbox, your user account, then I have videos that will walk you through both the new and the classic Outlook, and I will link those for you here as well. I hope you have found this video really helpful. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to pop them on the video. I'm always happy to be able to answer them for you. If you found this helpful, remember to like and share it with others that you think would use it, and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of the latest tips and tricks on Microsoft 365. Cheers.